Welcome to the On Ramp Podcast. Hello, boys.
How we doing?
Hello, Jamie. You said you're shitting yourself.
A little bit, but
Scale of
we'll
10.
get there.
Yeah.
Hairs fell out on the way here and all.
Oh,
that.
did it?
Yeah.
Okay, you had a full head of hair before you got
Yeah,
here.
absolutely.
Okay.
Jamie what? Jamie
Housham. Housham. How'd you say it?
Howsham.
Housham. There you go.
Yeah, there we go.
Got it right. From Ebony and Ivory Motors. Now,
Yeah.
this is a first for us. No, you're not that special, but I mean,
no,
your
not that special.
story is a first for us. So you've actually, just running through your experience before we actually started, you've done everything.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm probably back to front.
Well, you've done
back from.
dealership, independent, mobile, ran a garage. Now you're a workshop manager, service manager at essentially predominantly a vehicle sales business.
Yeah.
So you've kind of experienced everything. I'd like to pick your brains
Yeah.
on each bit of that journey, really.
Yeah.
So, how did it? Why did you get into this trade in the first place? Like, where did it all begin?
Through my dad, really, I think. I mean, he was never a technician or anything like that, but he was just one of them, jack of all trades, master of none. But because we didn't have a lot when I was younger and that, he had to fix his own car and stuff.
a tinkerer.
Yeah, tinkering, basically. And so just from that, really. And then he got me a Saturday job when I was 13 in a garage, and that was like back when you used to
Saturday
get...
job when you're 13.
Yeah, I
That's
know,
classic.
like, I think he just wanted
What
to get rid
most
of it.
13-year-olds doing now.
But,
not
it was a
working in
little
garage.
local garage, and then you used to go to the scrapyard to get some spare parts and stuff like that. So from that, really enjoyed it, really. And when I was at school, we had groups for motor engineering, so you'd stay behind after school and do that. That just, it really just...
That's quite cool. That's at school.
I've
it
never
was
heard
brilliant.
of that. Okay.
Yeah, no, it was the caretaker himself. He was into banger racing and stuff like that. So he did it himself, up on himself, and probably free child labour, really. But
I used to love a scrapyard visit. They were well excited.
it's brilliant. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Did you go to Windley's in Tattershall?
Windley's?
No.
Windley's.
Is that like a knockoff Lindley's?
Yeah. No, it's loads better.
We used to have Ferbers. It was at Heapham, and then there was the one at Lincoln, just off Skellingthorpe.
Yeah.
But so do that on a Saturday, and then school holidays. When I was about 14, 15, I would start going in the school holidays. As soon as I left school, with 15, nearly 16, went straight into full time for a year, and then got the apprenticeship at Lincoln Audi through someone I know. Did that. But
How did you do it? Did you like school? Did you do well at school?
No, I was terrible at school.
Was you?
Academically, I was poor. Like, it didn't interest me. Anything like that. Like, sport, I like the sport and obviously bits like that. But, school I didn't hate.
This caretaker, whoever it was, who, I don't know, probably put this on off his own back and had a group of lads. I guess it was just a group of lads that were doing it. Yeah. That's pretty cool, isn't it?
It was, like, you look back and it was, I mean, there was some proper Jack the Lads in there sort of thing, don't get me wrong, but, it was good. Do you know what I mean? It gives people something at school to keep there and involved in that respect.
It's a shame that sort of stuff doesn't happen more often, doesn't it, really? Because that could, like, really... If you've got some lads who aren't doing well academically, or even girls who aren't doing well academically, but they're quite hands-on, you just don't get that opportunity, really, to do that sort of stuff.
And
you might end up falling in love with it.
Yeah, that's it. And the other thing we had when we was at school as well is if you was doing, like, really bad, they used to send you to college one day a week. But the downside, I wasn't that bad, luckily. But the other side of that was when you look back at it, and I thought about it, is why didn't more people have that opportunity to do that? It was basically a way just to kick people out of school for a day. They could go to Lincoln College, I think it was, and they would do a day's worth of motor engineering.
But only if you was a proper shit at school.
Basically.
Perfect.
Whereas,
that
it is, literally getting, I suppose that comes with that stigma again, doesn't it? Again, like...
Oh, he'll be no
just,
goods, we'll send him
him to a mechanic, whatever,
I'd love to actually get an understanding of where schools perceive the motor industry today. So my sister did what do they call it? Like a skills day or career day or something like that. Went back to her school and she actually presented to, I don't know, let's say groups of 20 at a time. She had to do 6 sessions in a row with same session, 6 times during the day. And she asked everyone in a group who's interested in the motor industry, and I think one person put their hand up.
Oh, really?
Out of the whole school, the whole year that we're doing that. And
did she ask that at the start of her talk, or?
I think she did. Yeah, I don't know.
Cool
actually.
to see if you can change people's perspectives on because again, what do people see as a motor trade? Do they just instantly think fixing cars? Because as
Of
we
course
said
they
before,
do.
as
Yeah,
I said
yeah.
before, there's loads
Yeah.
of different.
Yeah, it's
Well, it's every part of business, isn't it? If you want to get into the motor trade, you can do everything in the motor trade. But I guess at school it is motor trades fixing cars,
Yeah.
or selling cars. You
Yeah.
don't really have any option. Anyway, back to your story. So you end up going to a Audi dealership,
yeah.
for an
Did my
apprenticeship.
apprenticeship there.
Was that full time?
Yeah, full time, and then we used to come to Ruddington actually.
Oh, right, yeah,
to the
yeah,
training
yeah,
centre
yeah,
there
yeah.
once every 6 weeks for a week.
Yeah.
Did that. Was a bit of a dickhead back then at times. Left about a week before I finished my third year.
Perfect. Yeah. Spot on.
Obviously, as you do. Then I took a job.
So you didn't actually get your level 3?
No, got a level 2. Got my level 2 and like
Level
just
2.9.
chase the money. Yeah. Do you know what? And like I look back then, I didn't have the interest and the passion for the job and the trade like I do now. So I was.
Well,
just
when you're like 21 or
chase the money a little bit.
Shit's that,
Yeah.
Yeah, they offered to keep me, but would only put me up a few grand. But I would have been paid more than what I should be for a third year apprentice, really. But still, obviously, wasn't enough when I was young and stupid. Left, went to Quick Fit, which was the biggest mistake ever. Did a month there.
So what did it quick fit entice you from stopping to do your level 3?
No, the money really, because they offered me. It was as a service technician, and it was meant to be in Gainsborough. Because obviously, I was going to Lincoln Audi on like £300 a month or whatever as an apprentice. So I was like, the service technician took that. It was like 18 grand a year back then, which was a big jump. I had my own house and that by then. And then the day before I was due to start, I was like, oh, that one's not there at Gainsborough now, so you go into Doncaster, Wheatley All
Stitched
Road.
you right up.
Yeah, literally big time. So I lasted that a month, then went back to an independent, was it be about 18 months, local one, and then that's when I set up on my own.
So what were you doing at the independent garage then?
Everything really. Timing belts, cylinder heads.
Predominantly you would
it was
you're
all
on the Spanish-
mechanical,
all
basically.
mechanical.
Yeah, all mechanical. Diag, I didn't really have an interest in back then, or didn't really know enough about it, to be honest, or even interested in learning in it.
So if I understand this timeline, then you don't finish your apprenticeship,
Nope.
you go to Quick Fit for a month,
Yeah.
you then go to an independent for 18
Yeah.
months, spanner in,
Yeah.
and then you decide just to set up your own
Yeah,
garage.
effectively. Started mobile. Speaking to someone like about it, he'd been on his own before, and that's sort of how my dad had the relationship a little bit with cars and stuff, because he was a good friend of his.
So this was like a family friend.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Known him all my life and that, so he sort of nudged me into it a little bit. But yeah, and I managed 9 years on my own.
So what was it that made it? Was it just having a chat with him then that made you go?
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, why didn't you do that? And because I thought back then, being a lot younger and naive,
So
and
what you
that,
been 22, 23?
yeah, around about that, yeah. Thinking I was a lot better than I was. So I just went for it. I mean, I started with £5 grand. My dad lent me £5 grand, remortgaged his house.
Bless him.
Yeah, I know, God bless him. Bought a van, went mobile. That lasted about 6 months before I got a small unit.
So how did you get your customer? Like, just where does it begin? Like, first day you buy a van, you're on the road. Have you been doing stuff on the side, or
The odd little bit, not a lot. Like, I used to do some bits for like my dad's mates and that. Like, I used to be when I was like 17, was putting engines in on the drive and stuff like that. We had a Mark 1 caddy van, converted that from a 4-speed to a 5-speed, just tinkering like that. So people brought the odd
bit more than tinkering? But
Yeah, well, yeah, but so got stuff from that, and I knew a lot of people, and like my dad knew a lot of people, so it did help. But there was many a days in the first few months where literally had nothing, and that's the biggest mistake I made now, is looking back. Went into it with no plan. It was just impulsive, really.
And back then, social media wasn't really.
No, it
what
was
is
there,
now.
but it wasn't. Yeah,
naivety is your best friend, there, isn't it? 'Cause
Yeah.
it makes you do it in the first place.
yeah, that's it. And that's like, look now and you think, Jesus, what was I doing?
Nothing to lose. have you?
No, I didn't. But
Naivety is like a superpower, isn't it? You think about a lot of these startups, and think about some of the things that I've done over the years that have ended up resulting in something successful. But what you had to go through to get there, in hindsight, you probably wouldn't do again.
no, yeah,
But sometimes you just got to have the naivety just to.
yeah,
This
that's
is for
it.
that sometimes the more thought and data you've got, you can talk yourself out of it more.
Yeah,
When
you
don't
do.
have
Yeah,
that, you've not got the things to talk you out of
'cause,
it.
Like, so a lot of people ask the question, "Oh, would you do it again now or whatever?" And at the minute, as it stands, no, because I'm content where I am and everything. But you sit now and you think, well, the unit will be that much. And you're like, fucking hell, that's a lot of money, that. Jesus, let's stop asking them questions.
Yeah.
But back then, yeah, it was just like, yeah, let's do it. Bought a Vito van from Peterborough on eBay, fetched it, and that was sort of it.
Threw your spanners in the back.
Yeah, literally, yeah.
So how was, I don't know if we sat down with someone who's been mobile. We must have done.
Yeah, we've had a couple of mobile.
Who started mobile. Yeah,
yeah.
Kev started mobile as well.
Yeah,
but I don't think any of them did like an extended stint.
Yeah.
Mobile. How long were you in the van for?
Only about 6 months or so, I think. I started, obviously, mobile, but...
Was it hard?
Yeah, it was December as well, so it was freezing.
Yeah, you really didn't have a plan, did you?
No, I didn't. No, not at all. I remember one of the first jobs I went out to, it was out like Waddingham Way or something, and it was snowing and that, and I was like...
What have I done?
What have I done? Yeah.
I can imagine getting in your van, it's frozen, your van's frozen, picking your parts up, driving out for 30 minutes, laying on your back doing trotwood ends.
Yeah, just like... And it was one of them things as well, because it wasn't thought through properly or anything like that. It was like, I need to be the cheapest to get the work, and just, yeah.
Did you have any remorse?
At times, yeah. But I also carry a lot of pride, and I was like, we're not letting go. And then
Resilient.
got a unit, and it got a lot better then, to be fair, because I found even mobile, a lot of the work was around Gainsborough, and Gainsborough's a small place. You can literally drive from one side to the other in 5 minutes.
Okay.
It's like, so got a little 500 square foot unit.
Was that based on the demand that you had? Or you just
Fed up
with being cold and mobile.
Sounds like you bought the unit in summer.
I did when I didn't need it. But yeah, so rented a unit. I mean, I think the unit was like £300 a month for 500 square foot, one ramp in it. It did its job for 3 years, I think. But again, then moved out of there, rented a ramp for 6 months because wasn't sure what to do. It was a bit too small. Did I want to keep going at it?
During this period of time, have you sat down and gained any sort of plan, or are you just literally money in the bank, just winging it?
Yeah, just literally that.
That's what I'm still doing now.
Yeah, there's winging it in there, but the more I look back now and the more I think, oh my God, how did I do 9 years?
What were you charging back then when you started? Can you remember? What was your labour rate?
45 quid an hour.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah, it was probably the average around there, but I think, no, it might have been 34, 35 maybe mobile. It went up a little bit because everyone around that time was about 45 to 50. So again, you tried to just be at the lowest point.
I started somewhere between 35 and 40.
Yeah, it's because it was 2009 I set up.
Did you have a family or any dependents at this time, or you just...
No, not at that point. I had my own house and everything. I rented mum and dad's house because they used to run a pub. And actually, when I was mobile, I forgot they had a little... I don't even know what it was down the bottom. It had 2 garage doors on it. It was about to fall down on your head. And I remember one winter they had to drive shaft to do on a 306, I think it was, but it wouldn't drive it. It snatched it in the car park, snowing, everything. I don't know how, but I think I managed to tow it into this little unit to get it out of the snow. Just to get out of the snow. And I think it was not long after that, it was like, yeah, no.
Have your parents always been in the pub game?
There was they have, to be fair. My mum especially. She used to... like work at a pub, but then my dad's dream was always a bit to run a pub. They did that for 10 years.
Were you living? Did you ever live at the pub? Was that?
No, I never did.
Right,
because they moved out of their house, so I rented their house at like the cost of the mortgage, which was next to nothing back then. So they moved to the pub for 10 years.
Oh, fair play.
Yeah.
So you are in this unit for how long? Like what?
3 years we did in the first.
Are you just
unit.
on your own?
Yeah,
the whole
still
time?
on my own at that point. Yeah, mum used to come and just do the books and stuff like that on a bit of paper and spreadsheet on Excel or whatever it was.
I'm sure you kept all that in good order.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. The amount of times, like in December, I'd be sat there with a pile of paperwork trying to get it ready for January because I was sole trader as well back then. I was sole trader the whole lot, but like even initially starting now, look back, didn't start VAT register or anything because it was all keep the cost down.
Yeah.
3 years, in that unit. Didn't really know what to do at the end of that, so just went and rented a ramp for 6 months. Got a bit of subcontracting work.
When you say rented a ramp from another garage?
Yeah, just inside another garage where we used to take the MOTs actually.
So you let this unit go?
Yeah, basically it was rented, 3-year lease. Wasn't convinced on staying with it. I couldn't even probably tell you why now. Probably too small in reality. So then I ended up, we got a big unit, me and my cousin. He did lifting equipment and stuff. So we split it straight down the middle. 2 doors, everything like that. And then got an apprentice just after that.
So that's your first employer.
Yeah, that's it. Because the customer base and everything was good. Do you know what I mean? Like the money was there and everything. It was just run so bad. It just didn't.
When you reflect and look back on it, do you know what the big mistake like now?
Yeah.
Because what, 10 years on now, or
when did I? 2018, I think I started with at yours. Yeah, February 2018. So.
Okay, 7 years.
Yeah. 7,
so
yeah,
do you reflect back on like, because you've worked for some pretty good businesses since then?
Oh yeah.
Is there like, well, what would you say with a mistake if you could do it again?
I think the biggest mistake I would, and if I did it again now, would be have a longer term plan, like literally, and just don't wing it month by month or quarter by quarter.
Living for the day.
Yeah, literally, and like because when I look back again, and the customer base was good. Some of the customers are still with me now. They still follow me and everything, and like I was never short of work or out like that, or scared to put the hours in.
Kind of based on probably what you was charging, would you say?
Yeah, but there was also some good customers, like especially towards the end, because I did start to see that little bit. Like, do you know what? We can charge a little bit more, and we'll just look after the people we want, because there was a lot of work there.
But you were charging not based on any.
No, just what the local rate was.
Plucking a figure.
Yeah,
out,
literally.
Which isn't the be all end all, is it?
No.
You do tend to find that's probably comparing to the lower end of the market, though.
Yeah, I guess if you're looking at the local rate and charging at the lower end of that, then
Yeah. But
how did it go with the apprentice? How did you first employ?
To be fair, he was a good lad, and it's a funny story because when I went back to Ebony and Ivory, he was the technician there as well. So I ended up working back. He was a good lad, to be honest.
That's cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Is he still there?
No, he's PK's in Lincoln now.
I thought he set up his own.
No, I taught him not to do that without a plan. Yeah. But no, he was a good lad. I think let him go nearly after 3 years because he got to that age, he was about 21, 22. Mistakes was creeping in, like brake carrier left loose and stuff as he was getting near he was qualified sort of thing, turning up at 12 o'clock. We've all been there, don't get me wrong. So it was like sort of enough was enough, and then out of that unit.
So can you remember the moment that you let that unit, that like you've just said you're quite a proud person, was that hard to do?
What, get rid of him?
Yeah. No, get rid of the unit.
Oh yeah, massively. But then I think
where was your head at to make that decision? Because
I think
most people would just go into the ground with that.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just, I think it was that you're working on your own. You don't want to let it go. Don't want to let it, like, you're not going to get rid of it. And I think maybe it was in the pipeline a little bit about sharing a unit with my cousin, because he wanted something. In Gainsborough at the time, there was no industrial units really or anything.
Yeah.
So the option we had was we just got one and split it in two.
Did that work all right?
Yeah, it did work well, to be fair, because the unit was set up well. There was 2 reception doors. There was already a brick wall down the middle.
Oh, right. So it's basically 2 units almost.
Yeah, it was effectively, yeah. Did that in there. I think, was it 3 years a bit in there? But it was always that everyone back then, that was in an industrial estate just on the edge of town. And at times people was like, oh, you need to be in the town centre, you need to be in the town centre and everything like that. So then after 3 years nearly, when the lease was up, there was an opportunity to take over a garage in the town centre. He was leaving, packing up, so took the unit on there because work was good then, customer base was good, but again, still no real long-term plan or anything. Took that unit on down there. I think I spent quite a bit of money just revamping it all, because I always liked a spotless place and everything like that.
I always remember your unit being very neat.
Yeah, that's what you saw down there. Yeah, it was like, and then did 2 years down there. The apprentice, after I'd let go of him, he actually come back and like subcontracted a little bit for me because we needed the help. And then I had someone else coming in and do a few bits at night and stuff like that after work.
What sort of hours were you working at this point?
Quite a lot.
Were you just
I'd literally like, because then I'd had the kids and that by that third unit, so I'd like go home at 5:30 and then go back after the kids in bed, do a couple of hours.
Really?
Yeah, it was. But again, it was just never planned out. Do you know what I mean? Because the time could be spent in the day, like you'd be ordering parts, pricing jobs, whatever. Just no.
So would you say when your family came along and they were younger, then would you say that you probably spent a bit too much time at work?
Oh, massively. And then sort of it went wrong, obviously separated from her, and then she'll kill me now, but I met Gabby, who I'm with now. We get married next year. Oh God, what year was that?
Be careful.
Yeah, I'm being very careful here. But it was about a year. It'd be about 2016, I think, end of 2016. And I had that negative attitude back then about even the motor trade in general. Like, so obviously, you got to her, so, oh, you got your own place? Yeah. So, should we go on holiday? Can't go on holiday. I barely had a holiday for all the time I was on my own. No, can't really go on holiday, like, because we'll lose work. I'll not earn no money. There'll be no work. And just,
it's a double whammy, isn't it?
Oh,
'Cause
yeah,
you've got to pay
massively.
for the holiday and then close your doors. Yeah.
Was you kind of like, if you was busy, was it an option to kind of find a technician to take them on, or was you kind of a bit afraid of making that commitment? Or
yeah, probably. But I think
it?
that was, afraid of it because of a big outgoing or whatever. But also, I think it was just down to lack of having a plan about it. Because if I'd have looked at it properly, the work was there to get someone else, which would have probably helped and even made a bit more money. But I was never.
Was it? Were you just scared of doing it? Like what stopped you?
Probably that. I think the commitment, but also probably surrounding myself with the wrong, maybe not the wrong sort of people, but the people that was.
There's plenty of people always sort of say like, "Oh, you don't employ people because they won't do it right," and there's plenty of people who have that.
Or even back then, like I was one of them that thought, "Oh, the motor trade's dead." Do you know what I mean? Like the independent garage is going to be gone. And if Gainsborough being a small town, there's a lot of small little independent garages and stuff, and there's a lot of that mentality about.
Yeah, that's all you know, isn't it? Again,
that's it. Yeah,
what you could be doing. Then,
so did you not really know any other garages outside of that local community at that point?
No, not really. No,
it's not like today where
all over. Yeah. No, not at all. And I think that probably played a big part in it because now you see, like, I remember the first day I walked into Leo's and you're like, whoa, what is this? It's like. And
the thing that we spoke to Shay about it, it's like the framework for a successful garage is out there to be seen, isn't it?
We talk about it all the time now, don't we?
Yeah.
And the community that you got there now, it makes it much more, that accessibility to that kind of information and knowledge to know what you can be achieving. That's why. So whereas before it was only
it was. That's it.
And I think I only started because it was Andy Bauer, Lincoln Volkswagen specialist.
Yeah.
And like. That's just one person I knew that had done it.
Yeah.
And maybe if I didn't know him that did it, I probably would have done it.
Yeah,
I remember thinking, like, because all units had their offices. I was like, I need an office.
Yeah.
Never even thought about you could build an office in the unit.
Yeah,
and then I saw someone that had built an office, and I was like, oh, wow, you can build an office in the unit. Never thought of that.
It's crazy what you don't realise isn't it?
Yeah.
And what seems so obvious because you've seen it or done it.
Yeah, that's it. But so then obviously met Gabby and that, and like, that changed me a lot for the better, like as a person, as everything, because we had a holiday the first year after.
Were you still working for yourself then?
Yeah, still on my own at that point, but we was obviously chatting, and I'd give it such a negative vibe probably about like not being able to have the time off and stuff like that because you don't earn the money. Went on holiday, and honestly I never looked back after that point. It was like, wow. I've just had a holiday for probably the first proper holiday in years and years, because the others were just long weekends or something. So I had that, and then
that's almost like you're like grounding yourself back to work, finding you're just realizing actually there's a different way of living.
Because all I really knew was sort of just work, graft, work, like. And
I think that analogy I've used recently, like you've got a train going, you've got commitments and that, and you can't stop it. So like you've got to keep going, haven't you?
Yeah, that's it.
Going on holiday is trying to stop a train.
And obviously the kids was young then as well, because between us was 3 kids. So my 2, and then obviously my stepdaughter. They was really probably, I want to say about 4 or 5, something like that. But
quite key, years.
Yeah, no, it'd be a little bit younger than that, because I remember the first day at school actually. So a bit younger. So, and we had a lot of conversations, and it was like, and the more I thought about it, I thought, because I had that mindset of how the business had to run and everything like that, and I was like, I'm going to miss a lot of time here. So we did, and I remember to this day, was walking across the front of the roller door and the alarm, and then Leo's message popped up on my phone. Yeah,
so timed it perfectly.
Yeah, he did. It'd been a bit of a bad week or two.
Sat across the road.
Yeah, just trying to offer me a job, and I went home and said, Leo's offered me like a job.
How did you two know each other?
I think it was from you bringing.
Yeah, it was
work
just reached out through social media, and again, that was probably a bit towards the end of like being on my own and that. You sort of venture out a little bit and you see a bit more. And
when did the seeds like creep in that you thought, I don't want to do this anymore?
After the holiday.
Yeah.
Was that the
I think so, yeah, defining point and like, yeah, and like with Gabby and everything like that, because yeah, it was just
it's really interesting because obviously there's no secret that a lot of people we have on this podcast probably encourage people to go do it themselves.
Yeah.
But it's not all. I mean, a lot of the people that we have on have been majorly successful in what they do. And I think the majority of garage owners never make it to that success. Certainly some of the stories that we've had on.
Well, it's just business, isn't it, in general?
Just business in general, not even garage.
It's a good point. Guy, he was sort of saying, yesterday he was just in tears, working in the evening, but then the highs and the lows are really, really low.
Yeah,
the highs are high, but they don't often last long. You're always, and the bigger you kind of get, the more you do. You're just dealing with more shit all the time. It is. It's a tough gig, definitely. And
have you ever thought about like back through the years? Ever just thought, fuck this? I'm just
yesterday.
Gonna go.
But those moments probably only last a night.
Yeah,
and I think one of the skill sets is that I always remember, I followed James Sinclair quite a lot, the business guy, and I'll just like watch one of his sort of podcasts or something like that, and they just kind of like re-inspire you and motivate
just ground you a bit.
But now I think you just get better at like we've got a fair few things going on at the minute which are like problems, but I'm very good at seeing what the end goal is going to be. So if you can only ever see a problem, I'm very much, I think most people are like, if I've got a problem, I need to know the solution like almost within an hour, because if I don't know how to fix it, that's what drags you down.
Yeah.
Once you know how to fix it, it's just cracking on with that.
Yeah.
I've always really admired how you deal with problems though. It's like externally, you really rarely show stress.
Yeah.
And obviously, I mean, we speak every day and you've had some pretty big problems along the way and we all have.
Yeah.
But you never seem that phased.
I think it is just down to that now. It's like, what is the worst case sort of situation here? What's really going to go wrong?
But it can run away with you, can't it? You can, like, if you have a string of bad days, and I'm sure there are people listening now who've had a string of bad days, and it's like you do.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It can definitely bring in doubt.
I think that skill of being able to deal with the crap is one of the most important things, and it's so hard, isn't it? And there's not many people that can single-handedly cope with that, because you can't talk, like I don't talk about work at home to Harriet or whatever and things like that. You're just kind of carrying a lot of it yourself.
And you've got to shoulder it for the staff. It's like if you want to be employed, there is a level of stress, like a senior employee has to shoulder a level of stress, but ultimately the business owner or the business leader, whoever that may be, has to shoulder it for everyone, don't they? Because if you want to go work for somebody, let's say you're really good, but you want to go work for someone, that person's got to be a great leader who you think, I'm okay because they've got it. Like they've got, and whatever happens, I know that they'll sort it out.
If the person above's flapping and whatever, you're not going to have the confidence, are you? Or
no.
And I think that can happen quite easily. That business owner gets stressed, especially when there's money involved. If there's financial problems, it's very hard for the person in charge to hide that, shoulder that. And we've spoke a couple of times, like if you've got financial issues in the business, it makes every other issue worse.
You make bad decisions.
You can be a bit more reactive when you perhaps shouldn't be reactive. So from your story, there's a lot. I think there's like seriously for some people to listen. You made that decision. It sounds like it was because of life.
Yeah, it was effectively because we wanted to buy a house.
Were you financially struggling at this point, or was it more a decision to?
Do you know what? There was always money there, but never the money that should have been there from it in reality. Because
from your vision of a business owner, you weren't getting that reward.
No, absolutely not. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have contemplated moving and leaving, would I?
So when you decided to wrap up, did you go to a job on less money than you were on, or more money than you were on?
I would say a little bit more on paper. It would be more.
Yeah.
Because obviously back then I was still a sole trader, so like you forget about things like insurance, fuel.
I mean, it just all amalgamates into one, doesn't it?
It was a bonus
you
when
more than you realise.
Yeah, and like the bonus at the end of the tax year was your tax bill's next to nothing. But at the same time, that was a big mistake because it kicked me in the arse. Like when
you
we
can't
wanted
get a mortgage.
you can't get nothing.
Yeah.
And that was another thing of it. It was like we've either got another 2-3 years to either be able to even consider getting a house because we need to get the figures up and everything like that, and then there comes the holidays. So yeah, it was
How was your last day?
weird.
Can you remember it?
Yeah, I remember waiting for some bloke who was buying a ramp. He said he was on his way and he turned up at about midnight.
Was it Mark Kettle?
No, it wasn't. And he turned up in this old Sprinter, and it was a bit baseless. But yeah, it just stood there, and then it was like an empty building. And bearing in mind that unit, about 2 years prior, we'd spent quite a bit of money on it, like just
Totting it up.
Yeah, office, underfloor heating.
Did
all
you?
that.
You obviously make a decision to do this, and it's not like you make a decision and tomorrow it happens. So you've made a decision.
Yeah.
You've accepted a job. You've got to wind the business down.
Yeah.
How was there any? Was there any like shit? I've done the wrong thing here. I need to.
Yeah.
There was that all the way through.
Yeah, all the way through. And that, obviously, with being a sole trader and stuff, and you was on 30-day account, and that there was money left, I still had to pay at the end, and like there was never a huge lump sat in the bank. Do you know what I mean? It was living probably month to 2 months at a time.
I was probably there to see you getting on. Like, let's make sure it's all good.
Yeah, I think you probably was. Find that conversation back.
So you closed the doors then.
Yeah.
And of course, you've still got those bills to pay.
Yeah.
That's a pain.
So we set up a few payment plans and bits like that. Luckily, there wasn't loads, but there was enough to impact your salary.
Yeah.
That's a big thing. That caught us out when we first closed the company strike down. And also, it's like, crack, we've got a 60-day account with this supply, whatever. And then you normally usually turn it over to pay.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
2
that was
months
it.
ago.
Yeah.
Well, you've spent the credit, haven't you?
Yeah. You're living off that credit all the time, aren't you?
So
On the Ramp is very proudly sponsored by Castrol and the race group from Certus Energy. Our own business, Lindley's Auto Centres, has been using Castrol products via the race group for at least 10 years. We get our own account manager. They help us set up the oil portfolios across the branches. And there's also someone to ring if we've got any technical queries or general queries. And having that relationship with the account manager, I think, is really important. We get dual branded workwear. So just like what I'm wearing now, we get this free for all members of staff. We get to use the Castrol brand across our entire business. So things like building signage, websites, general marketing, etc. And working with a globally recognized brand like Castrol, I believe, can really elevate your own brand. There's a rewards platform. So for every purchase, we accumulate points that we can redeem against certain items on this reward platform, which is pretty cool. And then there's an integration via our garage management software that allows us to actually see the exact oil product code that should be used in that vehicle, which in today's world and the complexities of oil is actually really helpful. So if you want to learn more about how Castrol can help elevate your business and you want to learn more about how the race group can help you, then please click on the link in the description below. Thank you.
yeah, there was them to pay. One of them was a waste bin, I think. That cost me about 500 quid to get out of that. Because it was
At least you didn't have a 6-year phone contract to pay.
Nah.
Like some people do.
Normally it's Peninsula. They're the ones that tie you into like 10 years HR contract or something.
But yeah, so yeah, put the alarm code on, went home, chatted that night, and it was like, yeah, do you know what? I want to live a life.
Leo,
now.
can I book a holiday?
Yeah, that was it. But yeah, do you know what? I don't think I'd have ever done that if it weren't for Gabby, and I wouldn't have had the work-life balance and be so happy as I am now. But yeah,
There's a lot to be said, isn't there?
Yeah.
Because there's for everyone who's come out the other side and can tell you that. Don't get me, even when you speak to Shay, who's like, smashed it.
Yeah.
He still gets stressed.
Oh god, yeah.
Do you mean he still has days where he's going to be in some pain from it, even though like
You do.
the story is great?
Yeah, well, like I said, we're going through various things at the minute, which we're kind of like contracting a little bit, basically. And I dare say we'll talk about it more on some podcasts in the future. But and it goes back to that kind of like, what do I really want? What do we really need? And sometimes you can just be chasing.
You've got some big projects, big stuff ahead of you.
Yeah, some big decisions that we're making being made in a minute. So, yeah.
So you walk in first day, DAC Motor Group shirt on, and that's where we met.
Yeah,
So
it was.
we met
Yeah.
when you was at DAC.
Yeah.
Was that weird having a boss, especially knobhead like Leo?
It wasn't that bad all the time.
No. He's never there, is he?
I can't remember what it looked like, to be honest, till today.
I'd have been there then.
Yeah, he was, to be fair. But yeah,
So this
it
would have been
weird.
at your old...
Tritton Road.
The second building,
Yeah.
I remember being a twat to get there because of obviously that bit of Tritton Road from Gainsborough
so
car home.
right in bang in the middle of the town,
it was. But that was an eye opener because you walked in it and you've got a tiled floor and all these built-in toolboxes. It was like, wow, what the fuck? I'm well out my depth here.
He's an idiot. Boss is an idiot.
But you think, because as long as I was on my own and that, I thought I was good. Mechanically, I was good. Don't get me wrong, but I always thought, especially in my earlier.
Did you go as
days,
a tech?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I always thought I was a lot better than I was, and that was an eye opener.
I was the same. I remember I started out on my own though. I thought
Yeah, I remember
I
you
was doing
saying
my
this.
Vauxhall apprenticeship, and I was like the gold technician, and I was doing a lot of diag stuff. And I soon realised, I think one of our first jobs, because I booked in an Amiga V6 head gasket, I was like,
What have I done here?
I had to call my brother in. I took it apart. I was like, I ain't put that.
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, you do, and then Jez, and it's like you see an oscilloscope, and I'm like, what the fuck's that?
So Jez was there at this time.
Yeah.
And Jez is a diag genius.
Yeah.
So you get put in your place pretty quick.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, and the first job I did at yours was the EGR cooler thermostat on a BM for the DPF, not regenning.
Yeah.
But yeah, soon settled in though. To be fair, liked a lot of the mechanical work there.
How quickly did you realise you'd made the right decision?
6 months.
Really? So hold on for that long?
Yeah, and at first you're like, did I not? But then it was also, like I said, that pride of not wanting to give up or whatever. But once it was, and it was done, it was sort of like a weight off the shoulders at the same time.
It sounds stupid, but like you can now go home, especially because you were in the garage.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, we all get that bad job, that link, but you could go home and were you just switching off now? Like, was it different? Was it?
Yeah, I probably did switch off quite a lot.
I was to say, how did that feel? Because that's one of the things, when your mind's constantly whirring with whatever it is, paying something or staff or...
Yeah, that's it.
Can you remember that sort of feeling of
Yeah, it was weird. That probably took a while to get used to, and now it's gone the opposite way again. But anyway, but yeah, that was weird.
I guess it's like a bit like a PTSD type of thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
bills.
No, you've been used to running your mind like that, and all of a sudden, then you got nothing to probably think about.
Yeah,
it's like right.
Well, we've spoke about when you go on holiday. It's like if you go away for a week,
that's enough.
I still think that 2 or 3 days. It certainly takes me 2 or 3 days to sort of come down a couple of gears.
Yeah.
I know. I go in off, but that by day 5,
you're ready to go back.
To come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, that took a bit of transition into, to be fair. But at the same time, it was nice. And then you'd see the technicians there and that. And I'd never really been around people like that. Obviously at the main dealer when I did my apprenticeship. Still speak to my mentor now. To be fair, he's at just Audi. He was a great technician. Still is a great technician. He's been Audi all his life.
Just remind my mentor rang me yesterday, and I forgot to call him back. The guy that my mentor when I was an apprentice.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
How's he got your number?
Saw his number from when I used to work there.
Never changed your number in that long.
Maybe he's trying to poach you back.
No,
under an apprenticeship.
He left, but he's a real sound guy. Whatever he was at.
Well, it's sound enough that you rang him back. Sorry, is it? Lovely bloke, I love him.
Yeah. I'll ring him.
WhatsApp messages now were my worst. I just you got that in mediums and stuff.
I do that all the time. But yeah, and then that was the big eye opener into the trade for me as well.
Were you out of love with the trade at that point, or were you falling back in love with it?
It was just a job.
Just a job.
All before that, I think, yes, you had the pride of your own business and you locked the door and everything like that. But in reality, when I look back, in terms of being a technician throughout that journey, it was just a job.
Do you regret going on your own?
Yeah.
Are you quite entrepreneurial, or
probably not?
So did you just find yourself because it's really interesting that there are people who really want to go on their own and they're almost too scared to do it.
Yeah. Probably answered that slightly wrong. Do I regret going on my own? Yes and no. Should I have done it so soon? No.
Do you feel like doing it so soon meant, gave it less opportunity to work or be longer term successful?
I don't think I obviously, back then as well, I didn't understand the industry as well as I do now and how I should do. Because it was
argument is if you had a job earning good money,
Yeah.
then it's probably less. If you've not got that natural entrepreneurial,
Yeah,
there's probably less thought to go on
Yeah.
your own. Maybe.
That's it, yeah. Don't get me wrong, you do miss looking at a building sometimes or whatever and thinking, that's mine, that. As much as I've got now where I am sort of a free reign with the retail side of the business and everything, it's still never your own.
Did at any point when you was working for me then, in the early days, when you saw like how it was running or whatever, think like, oh, actually now I could go and do this again on my own and pick these little bits up? Or
Probably not in that respect. Sometimes, yeah, you could see, but like from when I went to yours, that was like, this is a whole different side to this industry than what I know. Like even VHCs and that, do you know what I mean? It's like, I remember we used to do them at the dealer, but then because you surround yourself with a little independence and everything, then no interest in that at all.
Especially back then, it just wasn't a thing.
Backstreet garages was backstreet garages back then. And a lot, don't get me wrong, some of them have the place and everything like that, but yeah, like you see the VHCs and like special tools and all of that, you're like, yes, we knew we needed special tools once the days of Tipex had gone and stuff like that.
Nothing wrong with a bit of Tipex.
Yeah, that's it.
Many a time
did one the other day, actually. First one in a while. But yeah, and like, it's just like, wow. And like I say, working alongside the technicians at the best of the game really transformed.
Yeah, I was about to say that when you mentioned Tipex, like, because I've never used Tipex because I've been into dealer world, you're just straight into doing the tools procedures, aren't you? So, but there's pros and cons to that because you don't learn the little hacks almost.
No, that's it. You get stuck without a special tool or something, and you learn a way.
I've definitely
go,
done more timing belts with Tipex or a socket to wedge it into into the top pullers.
Pair of mole grips around both.
I was just going to say, I've seen some people do that, and all, I'm not going to lie. But yeah, you do learn that. But yeah, it was like, from the days of being on my own and everything like them early days, even at Audi really, and it was just a job and just to get a trade as we needed to get back then. I had no passion for it like I have now and everything. But yeah, it was like the start of it all for me until I finished on my own was like just old school. Like it was old school garage, that sort of thing. And then you go into dark and it's like, wow, there's a totally
well, it's more like a dealership. And I think that top end of the independent sector and dealership, that gap is
massive.
That's how you're trying to run it, isn't it? You know?
But then it's like, do you know what? Because I was always under the mentality a bit independent garages will be gone in years. Like it costs too much to stay in the game and all that. Don't get me wrong, it costs a lot of money, but that transformed me massively. It's like, nah, this is a long term thing for me now. This, and you just see a business grow. Because then obviously we moved to, I can't remember where it's near Damon's. I remember it's near there.
Whiskey Road.
That's it. Yeah.
You know, during this period, from your perspective, when you employ someone who's just ran their own business, could you see a difference in that person, or did you where was you at? Because it's not normal to employ someone who's run a business.
Well, I've done it 3 or 4 times now, I think.
What, employed people who've closed the business? Have you really?
Yeah. At least 3, I think, maybe 4.
What, techs?
And body shop people. But no, in my head, it's just kind of like I've recruited a technician to come and fix some cars, basically. So
it didn't feel any different from your perspective?
No.
Because you obviously progressed through that, didn't you? Because when we met, you were Workshop Control. Yeah. A very big site, one of the biggest independent sites in the country.
When did you leave them? Was it we weren't in that new
just
year long then,
around
were we?
COVID, just after COVID, I think.
So
it's 2020.
So we've probably only been there 4 or 5 months.
Yeah, it wasn't massive, was it? Yeah, it wasn't there at that one that long now.
So how soon did you get? This is the big site.
Yeah,
I think we moved in. I know. I always get COVID mixed up.
I think it's longer than that.
Yeah, but I always think of COVID-19. But it's called COVID-19, but actually hitting that 2020, isn't it? So we moved in there in early 19.
Yeah, because you moved in and you didn't get Garage Hive straight away.
Yeah, we started Garage Hive in 2020, so we've probably been there for over a year.
So did you leave because of Garage Hive then?
Yeah, in a nutshell. That's why we've got it now.
Yeah.
But
we'd had a few.
Because that was wild, and that was wild for me. Like at that point, I'd installed Garage Hive at a fair few garages, some awesome garages, and Cedar being one of those garages. But then when I walked into your place,
I remember showing you around when I first got the keys, or whatever. Yeah.
And for the listener, it makes no sense. How big's the place? It's like 17,000 square foot or something.
It's phenomenal.
Something like
yeah, and there's like
100 odd parking.
Yeah.
It's just not normal.
No, it wasn't
You
normal.
walk in and there's just too much space.
It was horrendous.
It was then, because I remember the rear compound, I was like, we rented it out to a local Mercedes. I don't know if you remember that local Mercedes deal with parting like lorries and stuff in there and things like that. Because I was just like, need to try and get some money back for this rent we're paying somehow.
I remember that massive RV camper in the workshop when we first went to see.
That was landlord's friends.
Yeah, that was a fun.
I remember I've got a picture, I think, somewhere of driving an X5 at the time, driving one X5 in that where a ramp would go, and that whole building was one X5 in the corner.
Is that what it was when you
crazy,
I remember you moving there? But yeah, that was a. How many techs were you workshop controlling? There was a fair few,
10, 11, I think. About 10 or 11 as a guide. Yeah,
it's quite hard work.
Yeah, it was hard work, but.
So why did you? So looking again from the outside in, I look at a company like DAC and clearly going places, clearly lots of opportunity, clearly lots of internal growth opportunity for you. Yeah. Why'd you leave? You can tell me really honestly.
I don't know. There's a few changes. I want some different directors come in and furlough. I think COVID just like, I don't know, it changed me. I'd come off the tools too early, I think, in reality. I still do enjoy the tools.
Was that driven by you or as in
bit of both?
Leo?
I can't remember. I think, but I have
did you want more at that time?
I think he told me if I don't do it, I'm leaving. So.
Get off the spanners.
Yeah. I've seen that a few times though, because workshop control, it's harder than people.
And the same with front of house, isn't it? People underestimate that job so much. I'd say that's harder than being a technician.
Well, you've done both.
Yeah, done them all. Front of house,
it is really funny because it's so. You're running 11 technicians or whatever it is, and every tech has got 2 or 3 jobs per day with 7 or 8 parts per day. That's so many moving parts.
I think at that time the control ordered a bit of parts maybe as well. Didn't
we used to put
the parts department then.
Yeah. No, we didn't. No, and then we put the labour on the VHCs as they come back
from the tech. Yeah, you get one mistake wrong and it completely screws their whole job up. But you're thinking about 40 other jobs as well.
You go from doing one job at a time to all of a sudden carnage.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
So I guess, did that stress you out doing that role?
I get stressed at times. Gabby will probably tell you I never do, but I do. Do
you hide it pretty well?
Fairly well.
Because I remember, because I don't think I did the training at DAC, but I think I was there quite a bit and I spent quite a bit of time with you.
Yeah, you did, I remember,
And I can remember, I've trained a lot of people and I'm drawn to people who appear to be very calm.
Yeah, so you're quite
and
calm
I remember
and
you being very calm.
Yeah,
and not really sure.
Because it's that thing, innit? It's like if you pass it off and get like you're stressed, everything, it carries on throughout. And you need to try not to,
So you
just go stand in a corner and bang my head when no one's looking.
Is that what you were doing?
Yeah, that's it.
That's where you kept going.
I'll say the downside to that being like that is that you don't then you'd be comfortable to voice like how you actually really are feeling.
Yeah,
and I think that was one of the issues at that time was we was going through change but some of the people probably shouldn't have been there, and you was probably better than some of the other people, and that was creating like a bit of a you probably should have been. You should have been where other people probably were.
And then
this is the challenge with change, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we're going through this. Like our company is changing massively, and it has been doing for the last year or so. And there's a lot of uncomfortableness around the company. It's all positive change, but change is hard, isn't it?
And I think one of my biggest mistakes is always making people managers before you'd be like, all right, we can be the manager then tomorrow.
The thing is, I think people, and we've definitely guilty of this, when someone is exceptionally good at the job, operator, you give them a management title when they've got no people management skills.
Yeah.
And it's like, what do you expect from a man? It's like, for me, a manager now, I know more what I know now is management is about managing people. Not process.
Yeah, and that's a job as like a MD, isn't it? MD is building a team of people ultimately.
That's the most important part of the role. Yeah. And I do think that someone can be exceptionally good at the job and they end up being put in a management position because they can do the job really well, but they perhaps lack the people skills.
Yeah, and I think it's more down to, again, the senior people like me not following that through properly. Because often when you're growing a business, you're busy doing everything. It's like, I can make you a manager, I can stop doing that. And you should probably spend 6 months with them to show them how to do it. But it's like, right, you're doing that, I'm going to do
you've
this
got
now.
problems everywhere else. That's the issue.
And then trying to revert that back. So it's like, when you realise it's not quite working out, trying to pull someone back from a management role just doesn't work because
Well, the only way
there's
is out.
ego
Yeah,
and-
ego
and
and
it is
pride.
hard.
It's pride, isn't it?
Which is why I've never been a fan of titles anyway.
No,
I
agree.
I remember where I used to work.
What's your title?
I don't know. What do you want to call me?
Does it say on your business card?
Managing director.
Does it?
I remember when Phil came and I was officially CEO, I just hated it. I was like, CEO, I don't like that. You're CEO now, aren't you?
I am, yeah. Only because I've got nothing else to do.
CEO, AFFI.
The job you can hide away, can't you?
You should just be AIer. Chief AIer.
AIer.
I like Elon Musk's approach to the titles, like chief, whatever.
Oh, they've got stupid names, aren't they?
Yeah.
We should probably think about that.
Yeah, I've never been a fan of titles, but I also understand that you do kind of need them as well.
Yeah.
to a certain degree.
So when
You need them
when
steps.
Jamie left, were you upset?
Yeah, Jamie was one that.
I can remember you leaving, and I can remember thinking, you've lost one there.
Yeah. Not
Funny
being
that.
No, it's true. Not
Yeah.
really, there's
No,
there's
but yeah.
Out of people, loads of people have obviously come and gone. There's not many because
Yeah.
the question is owners. You always say to yourself like, would you employ that person again?
I
Yeah.
love that question.
Yeah.
For current staff and ex staff.
Yeah. And there's not many that have. There's literally
No.
less than a handful that you'd.
Yeah, and I
want to
suppose
have back.
I do get where you're coming from in that respect because obviously I've seen people come and go in both places and stuff like that. But,
So
yeah.
where'd you go after Dak then?
Ebony, where I am now, Ebony and Ivory. That was purely a sales business. Volkswagen Audi specialist. I knew the technicians there, 2 of them. So I went across. I was like, oh, we've got a technician job going. I was like, there was no excitement there though for it, and it was like, yeah, all right. And then I got speaking to Ben, the owner, and he was like, oh yeah, I want to grow the retail side and stuff like that. I was like, right. And now my brain kicked in a little bit. It was like, yeah, well, we could introduce the VHCs and everything like that, stuff like that. And so it was on the impression that we would grow the retail side of the business as well as just Spanner. But that kept going to and from. It would be like, because the sales was predominantly, but so the sales would pick right up, we'd back the retail off and cancel
So
the
you were
jobs.
doing all the prep internally.
Yeah, it was
So you'd
prepping.
find yourself busy
yeah,
with prep.
that's it.
Yeah.
But that's where the last probably 3 years, I would say, is where I've learned a lot of diag and stuff like that. Like when I first went there, I couldn't even remember how to switch Odis on because it had been that long. And like, they had Odis, but it was like, wow, how the hell do you use this tool? Didn't have a Pico. I'd never really used a scope before in my life. So I managed to convince him to buy a Pico. Self-taught with that effectively. Spend the time watching YouTube videos at night and everything. And my
Are you quite good at self-teaching?
Yeah. I learn better probably in that respect than a training
someone
environment.
talking to you,
Yeah, because the training environment, as I found last year when I did a few, was it all depends on your trainer.
Yeah, and there's always a large element of stuff that you already know or whatever.
Yeah,
whereas-
that's it. And like with anything, if you pick 1 or 2 good things up out of a course, it's a course well done in my eyes. But that, again, that inspiration for that change was working alongside the people like Jez and stuff like that and just seeing what they're doing. It was like, wow, that's a bit exciting, that. And then I go back to Gabby again. She was working full-time as a teaching assistant and she did uni and everything at night to become a teacher. She was a fully fledged teacher. And it's like, well, if you've got time and you can do all that, well, what's my excuse? So, yeah, I would spend the time learning. And funny enough, she's in the motor trade now.
Is she?
Yeah, she works at our place. She purchases the cars because she just had enough teaching.
Oh, that's a hard job.
Oh, massively. But no experience in it at all, but took to it like a duck to water, to be fair. But I think that just...
Oh, I'd love to speak to her because
Yeah.
she must be... If she's not lived in the trade, so she must
No.
be working off rules and logic,
Yeah,
basically,
yeah.
to buy.
But again, I think it comes down to, like, we go back to certain people, is if the skill set and the mindset and everything is the right person, they can do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's...
How
Yeah,
long has
so
she been doing that for?
7 months now, I think. She knows how to scan cars to get the fault codes off them because she does appraisals and
Have you had
stuff
a few
like...
Can You Just?
Oh yeah, that's the problem now. I go home and there's a list of what's got EMLs on the kitchen, on the fridge, not just at work.
Fridge magnets.
Yeah, it is literally. Yeah, don't forget about that one. Will you? No, I won't. But
So,
yeah,
wow, so you two are almost living like it's your business then.
Yeah,
to
I'll
some
say that.
degree.
yeah, effectively, we don't. I still have a predominantly and mainly the retail side. Then I'll just help the sales techs if they need a bit of help or they'll help us, whatever. But yeah, we're still under the same roof, but we don't. In terms of jobs, we don't have a great deal to I just pick the AML ones up and stuff like that.
So you're running a garage that does sales and service.
Yeah.
And there is this eternal tug of war between the two.
Yeah.
How do you make it work together successfully? Because
it's a struggle at times, and it has been before, especially because the sales is. I mean, I was the 5th member of staff. I think we're up to about 18 now.
Oh wow!
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. We've just hopefully buying another bit of land for more car sales because the sales is massive. Like saying, 26 units we sold last week.
Oh wow!
Just in a week, and so I think there's 6, 7 technicians, and obviously, the reason I think I learnt a lot of diag in that there is because of what we see. What comes in, like you're buying from auctions, like you don't know what's underneath. Like,
Yeah, I was going to say
everything's a risk.
Also,
yeah, it is.
And also, you've got to fix them, haven't you?
Yeah,
If it comes back
absolutely,
under warranty.
Yeah.
Like if you don't fix it,
Yeah.
it's going to have to go somewhere else, which you're going to foot the bill for.
Yeah, that's
So
it.
it's like, yeah.
The amount you see come where there's no DPFs in them and stuff like that because they've just been gutted, get the lights off and auction it. But the history stacks up for it, so you buy it to a certain criteria.
That's going to be all. You know, when the new MOT emissions kick in,
massive.
that's going to be awful. That is.
When's that kicking in then? I thought we already had. I thought someone already had.
No, I think it. Don't know if it's still in consultation. But how many cars are out there with no management light on and no DPF?
Yeah.
And someone
we buy 'em all.
unsuspecting,
We knocked a few out many years ago.
Those
someone
days are gone, aren't they?
unsuspecting is driving around in a £7,000 car they've just bought.
Yeah.
They're going to do an MOT test
Yeah.
and get a £3,000 bill.
Yeah, it's
gonna be rough, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But yeah, that's where I got a real passion for like diag and stuff like that, and just the motor trade in general was from that transition of closing my doors, working with the best technicians in the industry, and coming into this side of it of like yourselves, Dak, Che, and even Carl Ford at Foster and Sims reached out to him when I first went to Ebony.
Because he's big in diag, isn't he?
Yeah, massively.
Yeah.
Go golfing nearly every other weekend with him now. And
Oh, dear.
Yeah, the connections and that I've made from reaching out to people and stuff.
Yeah, we say the same. Like,
Yeah.
some of the best kind of friends ever. from the
Yeah,
industry,
that's it.
basically.
And like, but surrounding yourself with the right people as well
Makes all the difference,
is
doesn't
a
it?
massive difference. So yeah, we bought the Pico. Couldn't even turn one on at the time. Never used it. Just in Jez use one. But yeah,
They look cool, though, don't they?
yeah, it's got
some squiggly lines
Yeah,
going,
that's
yeah.
it. Yeah. So pretty good with that now, and there's not a lot I let beat me in terms of diag work, right? But
Do you really like the challenge?
yeah, I love it.
So
Absolutely
you like
love it.
that shit of that?
Oh
one can
yeah,
fix?
give me the hardest car. Yeah,
Really?
We had one a few weeks back. Tiguan had been like dealers everywhere, and turned out to be a crank sensor fault in the end. But the biggest thing I've learnt with it, and that is the logical approach to doing a diagnostic job.
Yeah.
Is like
It's like that, almost like a sixth sense thing, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
really thinking about what's actually going on
Yeah.
here, not just jumping
That's
in
it.
with the tool straight away. Or
but yeah, it is.
Have you got quite a logical mind when it comes to that sort of stuff?
I have with that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not with other stuff. No.
I'm organised with that stuff.
Yeah.
So how do you find it working with the missus then at work?
All right, to be fair,
You can't
yeah.
really say otherwise, can you?
Yeah, no, yeah.
We'll speak about it
Let's
afterwards.
Yeah, we'll talk
Yeah.
about that after. But no, it's good, to be fair. And like I say, she inspired me to learn what I learn now, because I've seen someone like be a mum and then she's gone through teacher training, which, God, is hell on earth. Like, and to think I was just plodding along as a job, and
She's
that's-
self-developing all the time.
Oh, massively, yeah. And I'm like, you could do that. I want to do.
we
something
speak about self-development.
It's huge.
It's
It is.
massive, isn't it?
It's, and I was never that person, whereas now I am that person.
I can't remember. I spoke to someone about this last week. There are lots of ways to categorize people, but for me in business, fundamentally,
Yeah.
there are two categories: those that self-develop and those that don't.
Yeah.
It's like staying teachable. I think it's one of the other ones as well. Like,
But
never think you know too
but don't
know
wait
all.
for it though. It's like, you know, I can guarantee at some point this week you've sat and either listened to a podcast, read a book, or watched a video
Well,
to learn something.
Well, it was Monday night. I watched a podcast about that AI software, and then 2 days later, I built that AI thing. You know, so
Yeah,
it's just crack on and do it.
Most people, I don't know, but I think most people do self-develop, but I also think a lot of people will just wait till it's forced down the throat to
Yeah,
actually learn
you
something.
see that even like the courses that I did last year. Some people are there for a tick box exercise.
Yeah.
There's no interest in being there, and it's like if you're not.
But it's down to being content again, isn't it? It's nothing wrong in people
Yeah.
not self-developing.
No,
Absolutely.
no,
And,
no,
yeah, there is
no.
just like, let's say, just service techs out there or whatever. We need them, and they've got their place. And some people don't like to develop. They're happy.
I think it's the people that will say like, oh well, I want to be in that position. I want to do that,
Yeah.
and they're expecting
it's
the
be given.
boss or whatever
Yeah.
to kind of go, well, here you go then.
Yeah,
Whereas
yeah.
I remember I was like, I want to go on training course, I want to go on training course, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this, and I was always fighting kind of
Yeah.
my case why I
Yeah.
want to do it. Whereas some people go, oh yeah, put me in training courses. I was like, well,
Yeah.
to kind of show some.
But and especially I think now with the internet and stuff, YouTube, all that.
AI,
Yeah.
ChatGPT.
Yeah, to be fair, I do use that sometimes.
We were
like
just
ChatGPT,
discussing.
yeah.
It's like I've got into the habit, and this
Yeah.
is going to sound really sad. And I know Leo did this on the way here. I will frequently
have a chat.
put ChatGPT app on my phone and put it through the Bluetooth and just speak to it on the way in from work. Frequently, and I got caught doing it the other day, and I walked in, took my phone. I've got a phone order. Took my phone off the phone order and put it in my pocket. Walked into the house. It obviously disconnected from the Bluetooth on my car. I speak to Nat, and it replies in my pocket.
Oh,
She's like, "Who the fuck is that?"
Yeah.
And I
Who
was
you
like,
talking
I was
to?
like, "Don't. Yeah,
Yeah.
you've got me. You've caught me."
Yeah, I was like, on the way here, I was going to ring Alex, asking about GitHub and AI thing. I was like, no, I can just ask ChatGPT. So
Yeah, that's
I
it.
got the
Yeah.
Bluetooth
Yeah.
out.
That's
I had it
wild, isn't it?
comparing tellies the other night. Literally, which telly's the best telly to buy because we just moved house. So I sent it a link of about 4, and it just felt it's brilliant. But I have used it in a diag aspect as well. To be fair, don't obviously you never take it as gospel. Don't get me wrong, but it can help you.
We had one
with
recently.
some
I
stuff.
can't remember what it was. It's something to do with a Mercedes and an oil light, or
Yeah.
and it kind of gave us a description about how it all works, which we couldn't find anywhere
Yeah.
else, and it made us fix the fault.
Well,
basically.
Mick Shakley had that
Yeah.
case, didn't he, where he put it through AI, and it wasn't a specific answer to the vehicle,
Yeah,
but it
but-
pointed him in the
yeah.
right direction, and he
This
Cracked
again,
it.
It's no different to asking somebody
Someone
else,
clever.
"Oh, what do you think to this?"
no.
So it sounds like you've almost come full circle in
Yeah.
that you're now a key player in a really exciting
Yeah.
business.
Yeah.
Fair play to the business, and if the
Yeah,
owner's
that's
listening,
it.
fair
Yeah.
play
Yes.
because that's some mega
Yeah.
growth.
Oh,
and
it is.
I'm assuming that trajectory is not slowing down. You just
No.
you're on a bit of a warpath with it, which is really
Yeah.
exciting. So you get to do the entrepreneurial bit.
Yeah.
You get to be a key person.
Yeah.
You get a bit of life balance, although it
Yeah,
sounds like
yeah,
you're
it's-
probably speaking about engine faults.
Yeah,
at
no,
the
but
dinner
it's
table.
general discussion. Do you know what I mean? I don't mind it. And to be fair, I live and breathe it a little bit. Sometimes it's like most nights on the way home, I'm listening to a YouTube like RMS diagnostic. There's so much out there just to self-develop.
There's lots of great content out
Yeah,
there, people
there
sharing
is.
stuff
That
like that.
absolutely.
More so than ever, yeah.
Yeah, and I still think I carry that from being that self-employed person. You carry that work ethic straight
Well,
through.
you've got an experience, a long experience that I'd say 99% of employees don't have.
Yeah, it's like
Is that
the
you've done
other
it?
couple of months ago, was it? I think we had to let a service advisor go. I think that whole month I did about an extra 60 hours that month.
Just to
Because
get
because obviously because I was doing the front of house stuff as well as fixing cars and everything because the work was already booked in and sales cars can go wrong at any point and we just didn't have the capability. But it's
You can
just a
dig- you can
natural
dig
instinct.
deep when you
Yeah,
need to.
natural instinct
Yeah.
to just need to get it done.
get
Get
shit
it done.
done.
Yeah.
So would you say at this period in your life, things are good?
yeah, oh, massively.
Content,
Yeah,
enjoying
very-
it.
Yeah,
Just
very
moved
content.
house, married next year.
Yeah, that's it. No money left at all. We've got the honeymoon booked to Thailand though, so we're all right there.
That's awesome.
Don't matter.
Thank you for coming down, mate.
No,
Really
appreciate
appreciate it.
it. Thanks for having
And
us.
Yeah, I've obviously known you for a good few years, and I
Yeah.
love that. Even though you're not, you've ran your own business, but even though you're not running your own business, you're so involved.
Yeah,
And
Yeah,
you're-
to
you're-
come on this even, and
Yeah,
it
that's
shows
it,
how
yeah,
passionate
it's-
you are about what you're doing.
it's something. I'm passionate about it now, but also pushing myself out of the comfort zones now.
Yeah.
And I
all
know
the
you
time.
just haven't been comfortable for you, mate, but you've been
No.
brilliant.
Cheers.
Really
Yeah,
good, really engaging. I love you get involved in the garage drive community. I just
Yeah.
love what you're doing, and fair play to you, mate. And
Met the most of the industry, haven't we?
Yeah,
make
yeah.
it what it deserves to be.
so, thanks for coming down.
Nice one.
Really enjoyed
Appreciate
that.
that, both of you.
Cool story, and I hope you enjoyed that, guys.
Yeah.
And we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
Thank
Thanks a
you.
lot.
Cheers.
Bye.
Cheers.